What do we got? What do we got today?
Well, you tell us.
Like that's what we're trying to figure out. What do we have today?
I think we're in Caleb Williams Euphoria. I mean,
okay, I could go for that.
Down. So going over it and over it again, and Tommy and I talked briefly a couple hours ago, and there are just two things. And I saw Caleb in the breakfast line today, getting myself some coffee, and I said, "Can I just ask you one thing? How in the world was the Swift play perfect spiral?"
Yeah.
And he just had a big smile on his face. He goes, "Many years of hard work." And that was it. And the thing
he's
about
an old
it is,
soul, isn't he?
He really is. He really is.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it. But I keep looking at that thing, and just we could break down many different aspects of all the throws, and you could start with the poise and not buckling under the pressure. We had Buffalo Bills all around him, breathing fire, and he just perfect spiral. Saw DeAndre Swift. Asked the same thing. He goes, pretty special, wasn't it?
Good vision. You got your eyes up. Your eyes aren't coming down.
And then the Cole Kmet play, because again, you got to get your shoulders and your hips square. His feet are off the ground. If you slow it down and actually freeze it, his feet are dangling in the air. But he just has the whip of an arm that doesn't matter what angle, he's going to put some heat on that missile.
Very Aaron Rodgers-ish, that play, because Aaron throws the ball a lot when his both feet are off the ground, too.
Yeah.
The other boot that he threw to DJ, which DJ uncharacteristically wasn't able to come down with, was an excellent throw as well. And I'll argue that his first third down throw to DJ was his best play of the day, because it was
3rd and 12.
It was quarterback, a classic quarterback play where you look to your right. You have to do it really quickly. 1, 2, come back, set your feet, let it go. The ball's got to be thrown low and inside.
Low and inside was beauty.
It was, and all that has to happen in a matter of like 2.5 seconds.
Instant of time. Yes.
Which
as Tom likes to say. Not you, Tom. Tom there. Instance of time, he always says.
Yeah.
But that is true.
It's beautiful.
Then, hey, I'll even take the 13-yard scramble, because you got to understand what the coverages are at that moment. He's got green grass. They're
going to see a lot of that this year. That'd be a prediction I would make for early on. They're going to see a lot of cover 2, maybe 2 under, so that they could try to get hands on these receivers. So A, you're going to have to run the ball, and B, you're going to have to be aware of that. And I bet you he has maybe a few more rushing yards than everyone initially thought.
Exactly. Not that he wants it.
Right.
He said it this way, but I care about first downs. I brought it up in the broadcast. Josh Allen, 250-some first downs in his career. How many he have last year? 57, I believe. And those are just daggers to a defense. That humbles them. It gets them aggravated. And yes, of course, we saw that in the past with Justin here, and I kept track of that too, because all we care about is first downs. First downs lead to touchdowns. And I think he's going to complete. Listen, just for the day, even while he was in there, you add it up. They had 15 plays of 10 yards or more. 13 different guys did it. Like, I believe this is going to be the type of offense, a lot of catch and run plays. I've been talking about it for a while now. You got guys who are going to move the sticks.
And Shane Waldron, I think you got a little glimpse of what he's all about too. There was a lot of movement. They attacked the perimeter, did a lot of stuff. I think they booted him quite a bit because they were also use his athletic ability, but also protect him because you've got a couple of backups or guys in the line. I just thought the whole thing was very, you know what it was? It was very appealing.
Yeah, very appealing, and everybody's talking about it. And yes, it's just a single step in a long journey. But also those boots and those plays on the edges, which he flourished in college, is that going to be his mark? Is this where he's going to be most dangerous?
Well, and it's going to be fun finding that out. And what you just said there, it was just a step, but it's worth whether celebration is too big of a word, but it's worth noting.
Yeah, it's worth noting.
that it was a step. And like the way you described it, you've seen it all, but yet you still said, Caleb, what's going on today? And you said Caleb Williams Euphoria. There are some portions of the fan base who are worried that there's too much being made of one quarter of a preseason game. But again, like Ryan Poles has always said, that don't skip steps. So every step along this journey of trying to develop a quarterback, I think should be noted. And when it's done successfully and it's done well, we should note that. We've
Right.
noted so many failures over the last several years with so many aspects of this team. Why don't we take something good and note it and appreciate it?
Because does the fan base and those who analyze these things, do we not believe what we're seeing? I mean, because we've been burned in the past.
I think they're scared to believe what we're seeing and what it means in the bigger picture.
Yeah. But I look at it this way. There's a lot of special in there, even if it's the first preseason game, the first snaps. There was some special in there. And we keep hearing this, that he's different. There's just something about him is different. And I keep hearing. So there were some things in there that were different. I'm just saying.
And that's why that's why, and it was never about hating Justin or any of that. That's always why I've wanted to get to this point. Why if you watched Caleb Williams play football at Oklahoma, or you watched him play at USC, it wasn't all perfect, but you saw the special nature.
Never going to be perfect.
And I always said, don't compare him to Mahomes. Don't compare.
No.
Don't say generational.
Right.
But what you just said there, Jeff, about you saw the special, and there you can even see in a quarter of football that there's different and there's special.
20 plays. Yeah, I saw it. Even on a play action fake. See, it's the little things that he does. Like I can sit here and tell you that was a perfect play action on one of those plays. It just sucked everybody in, and the quarterback has to be really good. Aaron Rodgers is fantastic at that. Okay. The best quarterbacks are fantastic at play action. Peyton Manning was fantastic.
Yes.
Made everything look the same. Now, if he's on that path where everything's going to start looking the same and you really are on your heels as a defender, best of luck.
Are we going to see him on Saturday?
I hope so. I really do. Now, given what Zach Taylor said yesterday, that he's likely not going to play most of his starters, I don't know.
Zach Taylor's got a team that's played in the Super Bowl recently, and he's got a
quarterback who's been injured a lot.
True.
I went through all his injuries. I think it was 8 or 9 injuries in college. That's
he's a special quarterback, but he hasn't been able to stay healthy in any of his years in the NFL.
Right,
so I can understand why Zach Taylor would have that approach with his team. But I don't think we need to see, I don't think we need to copy what they're doing.
In addition,
do your own thing.
Well, because Zach Taylor says, hey, practice is going to be long. It's going to be hard. He's saying it's going to be this. What if we have the rain that's coming in?
Right.
What if it's not, that's something that could alter the whole thing. I mean, what if they have to go indoors? Two teams indoors? It's a lot of bodies. I don't know. I mean, these are things you got to evaluate also.
I want to see him play. I want to see him practice. I want to see a good practice on Thursday. And I also want to see them play on Saturday. Yeah. And you know what? Zach Taylor's, welcome to do whatever he wants with his team.
Exactly.
I don't think Matt Eberflus should copy what Zach Taylor's doing because he's got a different situation on his hands.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that did happen, though, in Indy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they did not play the starters.
But I think I was talking to Courtney today that pointed this out. Didn't Richardson, who was a rookie last year, play in the game that the Bears elected to not play their starters?
That I'm not sure of.
I don't recall. I don't recall.
So
I just know this. I remember the throw Richardson made in the corner of the end zone right in front of me, and I thought, wow, this guy's something special.
So he played. So
in practice?
Yeah, in practice.
That was in practice. So we look at the box score to see if he played, because that was the Bajan game. The Bears sat all their starters, and Richardson was their pronounced starter, who was a rookie. And that's where the Bears he did not, so he didn't play.
No.
See, I don't like the copycat nature of this. And there were two reporters again, and this isn't the Bears thing necessarily. This is again what the players have collectively bargained. Two reporters today who will be remain
nameless.
Yes.
Okay.
I was walking into the press room because I had to go to the bathroom, drinking a lot of water, a lot of coffee.
And in the TMI department, I mean, you don't.
Number one,
that was really irrelevant to the story.
Yeah, so I had
to take a dump, so I walked right in and say, "Hey, I'm here."
So we had a Bajan rep out there.
Did you knock on my door while I was interviewing Braxton Jones?
Yes, I felt terrible.
No, that's all right.
I felt terrible.
I knew your bag
because I had gotten a note that Waddle was in there. And I heard very loud, boisterous talking. So I thought you and Waddle were having a spirited conversation, but it was you. The reason why you were loud is because you were interviewing Braxton Jones.
Correct. You know, when I go projecting.
And I said to one of the Bears PR guys, I go, he's going to kill me.
No, I didn't.
Whenever I walk up to his door, though,
it's a tap.
A real tap.
How did you know it was me who tapped?
Yeah, because you're heavy-handed. Yeah. I just tap the door to make sure that he doesn't tap. Tappy, tap.
Does it long enough that I
Yeah.
know it's there.
Yeah.
And then he comes in, and I was on a phone call, and Tom's like, "Yeah, come right in." But Sylvie,
hey, what are you doing, Joniak?
It's like the police are
all
at
right.
the
So
door.
I interrupt you. So two that remain nameless who walk into the press.
I walk
what
in
do you
there.
hear? What do you hear?
One reporter says, nothing they're doing today resembles football. And then the other reporter said, yeah, I already decided to come in and write my story because I can't take anything what they're doing today and write about it. So I'm writing my story as is. And that's the thing about copying the other team. There's enough days in these training camps where nothing really is accomplished football-wise. So when you have one of these games, you've already not played in the Hall of Fame game, and now you have the third preseason game, and you've got a young team, and you've got a rookie quarterback, and you've got a new offense. Let's play some football.
And that's my expectation. Remember now, he hasn't said anything yet.
No, I know.
So yeah,
well, he hasn't met any. He hasn't said anything. He hasn't met the media.
Right, exactly. But listen, Coach Washington sounded like they were playing. Like you said, there's value. There's value in playing people. So I'm going to go with they're going to play people. That's what I'm going to go with.
Who else caught your eye
in the game?
Yeah, or in general on that there's a lot of momentum behind them making this football team.
Well, I mean, you're going to make the football team, but now how much can he impact the football team? Austin Booker is stacking days. It's not just the game performance. It's what he's doing in one-on-ones. He just has, and Tom Thayer, you ask him in great detail. He's had some really good insight on his pass rush is just instinctual. He's just going out there and doing what you would expect an edge rusher to do when they're young. They just go get the quarterback, figure out a way to do it. He's just doing what he does, and that is some instinctual. He's got a heck of a swim move. He's long. He's getting places in a big hurry. I'll be interested to see him against the run, but he did do a nice job. He had 5 tackles. And, and Daniel Hardy, the two of them played well off of each other, so it definitely caught my attention. Daniel Hardy was here last year, didn't get the benefit of a training camp with the Bears. That was after the cuts. He came on the practice squad. So any kind of rush right now will get my eyes open because they need to have different types of players getting to the quarterback. I love the play of Blackwell, both on special teams. He's going to be a beast on special teams. He's already, just talking to Coach Hightower, this guy's already figured out how to do it on kick return, the new kick return rule, and just how to get there and get the job done in the coverage aspect of it. Had him as a punt returner. He's doing a really nice job filling in at nickel. Got a kick out of Ian Wheeler. I've been talking about him too. That guy's got 4.38 speed. And seems like he's got some instincts. Again, running backs, edge rushers, they can go out there and play, run on instincts. And, listen, we got a lot of backs here, obviously. And so there's not going to be a lot of room at the end, but you're asking me, I'm just telling you.
How about Dexter? Have you,
he had a nice few snaps. I mean,
how's he adjusting to a new position?
I think quite well.
Yeah.
I think, again, the whole thing's going to be about pad level in the end.
Yeah.
But I love his lunch bucket style of play, tracking down plays, backside, tracking downfield. A lot of effort going on there.
I think Billings, when we were sitting watching, I think Billings actually talked about him staying low. Like somebody asked him a question about not Billings, but but Dexter, a young player has to learn to kind of drop his weight a little bit.
All right, this is a good topic. So the tight end position, I think, is highly competitive. You got your big three, but you're going to need more, and you're going to have a but Brendan Bates has impressed me. Number 87 out of Kentucky.
Out of Moeller High School in Cincinnati.
255 pounds. He ran a 4.6 40. He's the fastest of the tight ends. Gerald Everett ran a 4.6 in his college days as well, coming out of South Alabama. But he had 3 special teams tackles. He took a hit and kept, he got dinged a little bit, came back in the game. I was impressed with the 3 guys that got dinged up. They all came back in the game.
That's what Moeller High School guys do.
That's right.
they get dinged and they come back in.
Well, that's because they don't have
number
security.
87. Yeah,
they have no security, so you have to keep coming back on.
Walking in the footsteps.
87.
Yeah.
Yes, you should be proud.
Very proud.
he is flashed in there, and frankly, all the tight ends have. But there's something about the way he plays. I like the way he plays. It's just from just trusting my eyes. Who am I leaving out?
They have a
what else?
saying in life: we should all find somebody that loves us as much as the staff here loves them. Some Velus Jones. What is his destiny?
Still to be determined. Still to be determined. Obviously, he's a package that has speed in it, and he could be a firecracker and a fire starter. He's had big plays here in the past, but yeah, the consistency is still not there. And
If you had to bet your car on it, which way are you going?
Is that
I'm
a
never-
dealer car. You still have a dealer car?
No, I don't have a dealer car. But if you're offering,
Okay.
I just heard what cars cost. If you own a car in Illinois, the average cost is $6,600 a year. If you own your own car with gas, tolls, maintenance, on average.
Payment.
No, I'm just talking
it's
about
just-
just
it's
owning the car.
I thought that was
Wow.
gas alone.
Yeah, well, owning the car, right?
Insurance.
That's I guess George is number one. Why? I have no idea. So I'm never going to just dismiss speed. Speed, you never have enough speed on your football team. So he has to prove he can play on special teams as well as a coverage guy as well. There's a lot in this here. Let's not end the discussion just yet, but he's got to start making some impact plays that open some eyes.
And catch the football.
Correct.
He's got to be able to corral it.